Hello my lovelies, I hope you're all doing really well. I'm really sorry that this video is actually on a Friday and not on a Thursday. Unfortunately, the man has man flu and he was in bed all day yesterday, so I didn't really have much of a chance to film. And obviously my son is still off from nursery, so really my filming schedule has been like, been all over the place. But today I will be doing a review of the Kat Von D Chrysalis palette, which was a Christmas present that I got, and I've been using it and I thought it was a good time to do a review. I will be chucking swatches in as well, so brush and finger. So yeah. This is what it looks like. This is how it comes. It comes in a really beautiful box. And this is the front of the palette, and on the back it has all of the shade names and where they are in the palette, which I think is really nice. It's really handy to have. So this is just like first impressions. It's really pretty. It doesn't feel all that secure, I'm not gonna lie. Like the top sort of, if you push it, it sort of moves up and down, which is a bit disconcerting. I probably wouldn't travel with this because this is sort of just like cardboard or pretty soft plastic, so I probably wouldn't travel with it because I don't feel like it would be that secure. But yeah, it is magnetized, so it does magnetize together. You also have a really nice sized mirror, which has got this beautiful like purple framing, and this is how the palette is set out. So you have three sort of like skin tone colors across the top. You have this one, which is Lucid, and this is just sort of like a pale creamy colour. So this is my swatch. You probably won't be able to see it because it's pretty much skin tone. The second one is Lunar Lights, and this is sort of like a shimmer, like a grey shimmer. So I really don't know if you can see them in this light, and the third one that we have across the top is this more sort of like pinky skin toned one, and this one is Lifelike. So there is that one. I shall try it on my other arm. Yeah, that one's more pink. I just had a little bit of fallout from that. I just lost like quite a large chunk of product there. But so you have a yellow skin toned one, sort of like a highlighty silver, and a pink skin tone, and then you move down and you have the 9 shades across the bottom. This palette in the UK retails for £37 in Debenhams, which to me is quite a lot of money. But you get 12 shadows, so I'm not really sure. You have quite nice sized pans, particularly the ones on the top. These ones are a bit odd because they're sort of long and narrow, but you know, you can work with it. So I'm just going to start this side with the purples, and this one is called Tournay, and this is like a really deep sort of plummy purple, which is a really beautiful colour, as you can see there. They do come out quite patchy on swatches, but on your eyelids, ooh, blinding you, on the lid it doesn't come out like that. It actually comes out very smooth, and they blend really nicely. So yeah, that's always a win. And the second one, the middle one, this is Entombed, and this is kind of like a shimmery brighter purple. So this is Entombed, this one, which I think is very pretty. It's one that I really do like to use. And yeah, my favourite one in this little purple section is the next one along, which is Graphite Nature, which I really like. It's a really beautiful lid shade, and this is Lifelike Nature. It's more of a like silvery purple, and it probably won't show up very well on my arm, but this is Lifelike Nature, or whatever it's called, Graphite Nature. And yeah, I really like the three purples. They're probably the ones that I am most drawn to in the whole palette. The shadows themselves are very smooth to the touch. They're not particularly chalky, which is quite nice. They're very easy to use. They are, however, incredibly pigmented when you put them on a brush. So if, like me, you're like a heavy-handed Harry, I would definitely be a bit careful with that, because you can end up with far too much product on your brush, and it can be a right disaster at times. Moving on to the middle section, these are more sort of like nude transition-y colours, and you have, the first one is Black Milk, which is this kind of like off greyish white, and considering it is sort of like a weird off greyish white colour, and it's slightly shimmery, it does actually swatch okay. You probably can't see it on my arm because I've got bad lighting, but it does actually show up. It is actually quite pigmented, which is quite nice for a really pale shade. It helps to sort of put like a base on your lid, which is obviously really handy for doing eye looks, and it's yeah, it's an okay colour. It's not my favourite in the palette. In fact, out of the whole lot, it's probably my least favourite. But it's there, and it's probably there for a reason. Whether I would use it, I'm not sure, but it was obviously put there for transitioning or just to put down a base colour to make the rest of your shadows stick on top. Okay, the middle one, which is this silver, this is Melancholia, which is kind of, it looks very similar. It's slightly darker than the one above it, but this is Melancholia, this one. As you can see when I'm swatching, you're getting quite like large chunks of product on it, but this one here is Melancholia, which again is a pretty good lid shade. It's, you know, oh, it's disappearing off the screen. I was just getting my wipes to wipe my arm. Yeah, it's just a bog standard sort of graphite-y silver colour, which is pretty staple in sort of smoky eyes and things like that. You know, they are. This is definitely a smoky palette, so if you're not sort of into that sort of thing, then I probably wouldn't recommend this, because it is a smoky palette. That is the basis of it, and you know, that's kind of its whole point. The last shade in this weird little neutral section is this one, and this is Glass Wing. I really like this one. This one's really, really good for transitioning, and it's just a kind of like nudie beigey kind of colour. It's pretty much, you will not see that on my skin because it's pretty much the same colour as my arms. It's a really, really good colour for again transitioning and putting down as a base and all of that sort of thing, and it really helps to sort of like cement a look in, if you know what I mean. It kind of really adds something else, and that middle section I think is definitely for that purpose. It's for like a base and the simple and everything you need. So I'm just going to move on to the last three now, and this is this blue section. This is probably my least likely to be used section because I don't really wear blue eyeshadow, but obviously I'm going to talk you through it anyway. It may not be my real thing, but I'm going to talk you through it anyway. And this one here is called Hybrid Moments, and this is a black, just a matte black, which doesn't look actually that black on here. It actually looks green. I think it might be green. It is slightly green, but so that hasn't even shown up on my hand really. It's quite patchy, but then again, black is a difficult colour to achieve in a palette. It is I found it very, very difficult to come across a matte black that is very, very pigmented, isn't patchy, is really smooth. I find it really difficult to come across these. If anybody has any suggestions, then let me know, because I've never found one. But so yes, this is a black, obviously your big, big, big staple for a smoky eye, and it's kind of a thing that I think should be in every palette. I think every palette should have a black and a white and a couple of transition shades, because it's very, very difficult to make a look out of like an all shimmer palette or an all colour palette. It's very, very difficult to create a look with a palette like that, whereas I find this one is quite versatile. You can sort of make a look out of this. I mean, it says on the back itself, keep your look ever changing, highlight eyes with 3 textural bases, which are these across the top, and accentuate with 9 transformative colours. God, that font is really difficult to read. Yeah, with 9 transformative colours, so you sort of have a bit of everything in this, which is quite nice. I'm going to move on to the second colour now, which is this sort of like dark, bright navy blue, and this is called Mezzanine. And surprisingly, this did actually come up quite well. I mean, that's really quite a good swatch for a dark blue. It is a navy blue. Again, that would be really, really good for a smoky eye. I am not really a smoky eye wearer, but if I do choose to wear one, this is probably what I'll go for, because the shadows are very good quality and they do blend really nicely, so that's always really good. And the final shade in the palette is a shimmer matte, and this is called Transition. A shimmer black. So this is called Transition, and again, it's not a bad swatch, but I have seen better for blacks. It is a nice shimmer. It does actually show off as a shimmer, which is quite nice. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's a really gorgeous palette. I was very, very lucky to receive this for Christmas off of my beautiful fiance. So I was very, very lucky to receive this. I think that if you are a smoky eye wearer, then this would probably be really good for you, because it has the purples, it has the darks. If you're more like me and stick to more neutral eyes, this probably won't be the most useful palette for you. However, I still absolutely love it. I think the shadows are beautiful. I think they're really nicely pigmented. They do blend out well. They don't swatch too great, but on the eyes they do look really, really beautiful. And I will hopefully be doing a couple of looks with this palette. I have some series that I'm sort of currently working on. I don't know if I will be filming them or whether or not I will just be doing the looks and posting them to Instagram, but if you would like to know, then all of my links will be left down below to Instagram and all of my other social medias, as well as my blog. And yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please give it a big thumbs up and press the big red subscribe button if you did enjoy it. And I will see you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow is Saturday, for Saturday's video. Again, I'm really sorry this is a day late. Everything has just been so up in the air since Christmas. So yeah, it will all get back to normal by tomorrow, I promise. But yeah, I love you all very, very much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.